Mahomes looks to throw it. Pump faking, right side he wants, and a comeback cut! It is caught by Kelsey! Touchdown! Kansas City! One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League!
Move over, guys, because it's about damn time for the Queens to take their seat upon Chiefs Kingdom's throne.
6 consecutive AFC West titles. 7 consecutive years in the playoffs. 4 consecutive home AFC championship games. Join us on this ride to keep these streaks alive.
Chiefs Kingdom's spirit is unyielding. Whether we're down 10 points in a Super Bowl with only 7 minutes left, or 3 points in a playoff game with only 13 seconds to go, our belief in our Chiefs never wavers.
So Patrick Mahomes is the king of Chiefs Kingdom, and long live the king. But it's time for this reign to make way for some queens. We are the Kingdom's Queens.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kingdom's Queens podcast. And happy November, happy NFL trade deadline day, and happy week 9 of the NFL. And Chiefs are finally off the bye week, and we cannot wait for our Chiefs to be back because we've missed them so much.
So much.
I'm your host, Lexi.
I'm Chrissy.
I'm Shelly.
I'm Jody. Hi, y'all.
Hey.
Chrissy, I just want to say, I love your intro.
Move over, guys.
I
had to bring all my sass out. I'm sorry, you all.
I literally sat here and said it as you said it. I love it.
We love it.
All right, y'all. So yeah, this can y'all believe we are week 9? Like this is our 9th.
It's crazy.
I can't believe we're halfway through the season. That's week 9, right? It's halfway, so that's crazy.
The time. So I mean, let's get into last week. What did y'all think about Sunday? It was crazy. Thursday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Sunday, Monday.
The NFL weekend, as we call it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I watched that Ravens-Bucks game, and it went about how I expected it to go. I think Jackson, despite having crazy talent with his legs, like he's just getting hit too much. He's taking too many sacks. There was one time where he got away from the sack, and he got intentional grounding because he just didn't make a good decision. So it's like when he tries to escape sacks and then he can't get up the field, he just doesn't know what to do at that point. And sometimes he just needs to throw it away. And he's just not doing that when he should. And I know Mark Andrews went out, and I actually think that was a blessing in disguise for them because they started running the ball, and that's when their offense really came alive. Now, what was also funny is we all know, like throughout the whole season, the second half of the game, the Ravens defense tends to not show up. And the Ravens were up 24-13 with less than 7 minutes left to go. And the Bucks almost came back and took it from them. The game ended 27-22 off a failed 2-point conversion. So, I mean, really, the Ravens, they need to run the ball, and they have got to figure out how to keep their defense going in the second half, because when you give up that many points in less than 7 minutes to an old decrepit Tom Brady who can't run to save his life, you've got some problems, and you're not going to be a playoff team. Like they might make it to the playoffs because they're somehow still first in their division. You're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs if you cannot get your defense to show up for the full game. So interesting game, and those were the big things I took away from it. What about you, Miss Shelley?
So I watched the Packers-Bills game, and I don't think there were any surprises in this game. I know that you guys had your hot takes and you thought that the Packers might have it. And
I think there are more wishful takes.
We had that discussion and it didn't happen. You know me, I always like to try and put a positive spin on things. And I think that actually we did see a little bit more from Green Bay this week. It was good to see them put some points on the board. Unfortunately, the Bills went 14-0 up, and that gap was always going to be too much for the Packers to chase. They are struggling this season. So it's their defense really is continuing to struggle. And even though there were some good things later on in the game, they held the Bills to just 3 points in the second half, and got 2 interceptions off Josh Allen. It was just too little too late, and they weren't going to come back from that. I can't wait to talk about a Green Bay win. I keep hoping every week that it will happen. I think we've seen better from them this week. I think it was always going to be a tall order for them against the Bills anyway. I hope that it's maybe given them a little bit of confidence now going forward that actually, they did put some points up against the Bills. I'd like to see them go better, but it's hard for them, isn't it? And they are struggling this season.
And they didn't do anything today in the trade.
And real quick note,
they lost people.
Let's just take a second and think about how nobody is talking about the fact that Josh Allen threw 2 interceptions in a game. Just saying.
Oh no, that's not a big deal.
Just had to throw that out there. Just saying. It's fine.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Chrissy.
I know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about the Bears Cowboys game. It was actually a really competitive game, despite the score saying 29-49 or whatever it was, but it was actually a pretty competitive game the entire game, and I watched pretty much the whole game. And I want to say about both teams, both teams have a lot of promise in them. I think the Cowboys could actually be a playoff contender this year. I think the Bears, maybe not this year, but maybe next year. Which makes me really excited for Bears fans because they are the most faithful fans. They remind me of Chiefs fans when we were down bad, Bears fans, ride or die. I have a good friend that's a Bears fan, and she has been with them and struggling. And it's just nice to see them finally have a little bit of hope. I love that they're embracing Justin Fields, and I think it's kind of showing in what they're doing with their trades and what they're doing. They acquired Chase Claypool today as another receiver, and I just think it's exciting. It's an exciting time for them. Even they lost by 20 points, which doesn't sound great, but it was a competitive game. I have to say for the Cowboys, Toney Pollard is awesome. As their running back.
Yeah.
I would love to see more of him. And I'm sorry to Zeke, but maybe a little less of him. Toney Pollard went for 130 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's crazy against a pretty solid Bears defense. And I'm happy to see Michael Gallup back as well. He right away was making an impact. He was making some big plays happen for them. Dak looked pretty smooth with it all. So I'm happy for the Cowboys. And then I think the Bears, they had Khalil Herbert, who was doing pretty well for them as a running back. I know they had Montgomery too, but they had Herbert as well that was really stepping up and doing a lot for them. So I think there's a lot of promise on both sides. And then of course, the Cowboys have Micah Parsons, which he's just an explosive player. I love watching him play.
He's a generational talent. He so
really
good.
Is. Between him and Chris Jones, I don't know who's going to get defensive player.
I don't either, but they're both so explosive to watch.
There's a lot of football left, I guess.
A lot of football left, yeah. But yeah, overall, it was a fun game to watch, actually. So I was pleasantly surprised. And I think there's a lot of promise for both teams. I think the Cowboys will definitely be a playoff team this year. So I'm excited to see their game against the Eagles too coming up because I think that'll be a very competitive game
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm gonna talk Bengals Browns because why not? I think we've had a pretty interesting week this week with
Happy Halloween with that.
Happy Halloween. Christmas time now.
Yeah.
I think besides the fact that the Browns won, I think my favorite part of the game is Cody Brissett yelling, "Almost got you 55." That was my favorite part when they were trying to get the offsides. Regardless, Amari Cooper is that guy. Definitely a number 1 receiver. I don't know what Dallas was talking about. 2, very clean route running. He went 5 for 131 with a touchdown. Amari Cooper went insane yesterday. Yeah. He definitely proved that he's that guy. I think their running backs are crazy too. I mean, between Chubb and Hunt, those two, kind of like in Dallas, they got that package deal with their running backs. I think the Browns kind of have that same thing. If one let one rest, put the other one in, and they're going to make sure that they get you the yards that you need. I mean, Chubb I think he was averaging between 7 or 8 yards a carry yesterday. And I remember right when the game started, I was like, God, they got to run the ball. They just got to run the ball. And as soon as they did, took off. Halftime, 11-0. I think all Chiefs fans were sitting there like, is this real? Okay. Because literally all of us were like, there's no way the Bengals are going to lose this game. Like, there's no way they're going to lose this game.
I think Burrow looks completely lost without Jamar Chase.
Oh my goodness. And we're not even going to get into that, but that's what they thought Pat was going to look like without Travis, but we're not even going to do that.
I want to get into that a little just because
we're petty.
Oh, sure.
It's petty season, as we say every week. It's petty season.
I just think it's a little ridiculous that people think that Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill were not going to be who they were without each other. They're both having their best seasons yet without each other. And I know I'm supposed to be here talking about the Browns and the Bengals, but Tyreek Hill is on pace, only 39 yards away from hitting his first 1,000 yards of the season, which tells you he's going to go for 2,000 yards this season.
Yeah,
and he's on Trent for 52 touchdowns. Like, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to get back to this Browns and Bears. Browns and Bengals. I mean, the defense was also very incredible. I mean, Myles Garrett is a dog. Their defense had, both teams, they both had one touchdown. One interception and one fumble, which, again, is impressive. I mean, that kind of speaks to the Bengals defense as well. Joe Burrow, 232 yards. T. Higgins made me lose my fantasy football yesterday. That's
against me.
Yeah, I lost. He only had 49 yards yesterday, which I just want to say there were a lot of Bengals fans that said that him and Mixon are the 1 and 2 without him, but it's okay. It's okay. Again, they got a lot of time left in this season to turn around and get it together. But I think the only other takeaway I have about this game is kickers are important. Kickers are very, very important.
Kickers are very important. And I do agree with Jeremy in the comments here about losing Awuzie. That was definitely a bummer for them. That's a big loss.
For the season, that was tough. He was a dog when he was with the Cowboys too. So I really need to see that L happen for him. I really hope he has a speedy recovery because he is a very big impact player. But final score, 32-13 Browns. Go Browns.
I think I was really surprised to not see the Bengals receivers do a whole lot. Like,
I mean, I'm not.
I think I was a little because I expected more out of Boyd and Higgins and like you said, Mixon as well. Like
relying on your second-year receiver.
But if Joe Burrow was that guy,
we're watching Mahomes do all of that with a lot, I mean, quote unquote, a lot less.
Right. But Burrow, that game should have proven to all those people who say Burrow is as good as Mahomes, like, no, you have to be able to lift the guys up that are around you, that are available to you. And if you can't do that, then you are not that guy.
I mean, Burrow was on the
y'all can shush. Not you guys.
At least 4 times.
Y'all be crazy.
Like that O-line has to be better. And I'm not saying that our O-line was not great last year. They are a whole lot better than they are this year, but you can't have your quarterback on the ground. Like you can't do that. He's losing his confidence. Like
That's have the thing is they invested so much in the O-line and it's not paying off. And I think the difference is the Chiefs invested in the O-line. And for all those Veach haters out there, I understand Orlando Brown hasn't been perfect. I understand some things, but at least most of the investments we made in our O-line have really paid off.
Oh, for sure.
And and I know that Patrick also knows how to operate a pocket a little bit better than Burrow. I'm sorry to, I know, but like
Patrick played baseball. Patrick played. He's
just good at scrambling and getting things done.
Yeah, like I hate to bring up our Super Bowl when, our O-line was completely decimated by injury, but like you still saw Mahomes play his butt off and he made so many things happen where like he still hit our receivers in the hand. I mean,
he was side
everything. And like you just if you're that guy, you have to make sure that you are still trying to do what is gonna get your team to win. And yesterday, I even saw Burrow make business decisions on tackles when he threw an interception and the ball goes, and he's like, you know what? Nope, I'm not gonna try to tackle that guy. He can go score. It's fine. It's just like, it's. I think that game it showed the type of team that Cincinnati is without Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is carrying that team.
And with that being said, I think it's interesting to see what it's going to be like when Deshaun Watson comes back. He's supposed to come back in 2 weeks. So, I mean, it's like, okay, do you really want to bring Deshaun in, who hasn't played in over a year and a half, or do you stick with Jacoby because he's doing it? Like, he's clearly doing it. So, I don't know. I mean, I definitely think they're going to put Deshaun in because they're getting ready to pay out all this money and decision at the end of the day. But at the same time, why not fix what's broken? So, I definitely want to go ahead.
At least they have a solid backup in Jacoby if need be. So, what were you gonna say, Shelly?
Yeah, so we watched the Browns Bengals game this morning. We watched the game in 40 while I was getting ready for work. You know, as you do with these games you don't get up for. And it was, I just couldn't believe. And it's not the team that beat us last year. The Bengals are just not on that same form. I wonder how Burrow is going to adapt because they are not looking the same, are they? And we've said that without Jamar Chase, it's just not, it's not the same. And I wonder if they are going to make any adjustments within their team, if they're going to do anything for later on in the season, because it's just, they can't carry on looking like that. They can't go up against better teams.
I'm sure Chase will be back by the Chiefs game. I don't think he's going to be out for 6 weeks for sure.
No.
He's out maybe 4, maybe
Everybody
5.
always comes back when they play the Chiefs. So
yeah.
I mean,
you got your best team, don't you, to face the Chiefs.
I want to see a healthy Chase. You know
Me
what I mean?
too.
So I hope that he's back. I hope he's doing all the recovery that he needs to get back because I want to see him on December 4th.
But then they've missed out on that time playing together. They've not had that full season.
Yeah.
They've not had that experience of each other. And I just think that there will be a long-term impact because of his absence going forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Agreed. All right. I think that's enough about the Bengals. Oh, go ahead.
I'm not saying it's a good segue. Good segue.
Got it. That is enough.
So Shelly has something planned for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know about you guys, but I've had a little bit of a boring week without Chiefs football. It's not been the same. I've not, apart from getting up for the Packers game, I've not had to stay up for a Chiefs game. So I thought, why don't we have a little bit of a celebration for overseas fans? There were a lot of us, and NFL is gaining momentum in the UK, but not just in the UK, from overseas, all around the world. So I put together a little video for you to just celebrate some of the overseas fans. So if you want to let us have a look, Lexi, please.
Without further ado, here we go.
Hi Kingdom, it's Octavia here, a Polish girl living in the UK who happens to be a crazy Chiefs fan. What a lovely, very special bunch of oddities, all sprinkled up with this weird accent. Here I am, much love, go Chiefs!
Hello, my name is Craig, also known as Greg, also known as Steak. I am from Norfolk. And I am a Green Bay Packers fan, for as much as that pains me at the moment. Carry the G, go Pack, go.
Aloha from Hawaii, Chiefs Kingdom. Lance, been a fan since '88. Love you guys. Let's kick some ass. Let's do it this year.
Hi, my name's Dom. You might know me as the Cheese from Arrows and Cheese. So I'm a Packers fan, been a Packers fan for a few years now, thanks to my mate Simon, who is a Packers fan. So I followed him from that. I thought Shell was going to be a Packers fan, but alas, she went to the Chiefs, which is fine. But for me, go Pack, go.
What's going on, Chiefs Kingdom? It's Tom from England. First and foremost, I want to say a huge well done to the King and Queens, doing a fantastic job with this podcast. So well done, girls. It's awesome. Keep spreading the Chiefs love, doing awesome things. So Shelley asked me to do this. I've been a Chiefs fan since 96, 97, I think. I went over to Kansas when I was at school on an exchange. Kept in contact with my friend that I stayed with. And yeah, been a Kansas City Chiefs fan ever since. Been through the hard days, got a lot of stick back in the day when we sucked. But yeah, that's paying off now. We're doing well. Patrick Mahomes is the boy. And yeah, go Chiefs. Chiefs Kingdom.
How about the Chiefs?
Okay, that was amazing. I absolutely love that. Oh,
This was my face the whole time watching. I was like clapping. I'm like, and like little Will. Oh my gosh, you guys. That's my daughter's future husband, in case anyone's wondering.
We've already decided. Yeah.
We've already decided.
We're matchmaking over here.
I just want to say a massive shout out and a massive thank you to those guys for doing those little videos for me. I know a lot of them were really nervous about doing them, but they are so adorable. It just drives me crazy. So yeah, I wanted to just say a massive shout out and a huge hello to all of the overseas fans and of course all of the American fans as well. We're all part of the same family, but just a little bit of a shout out and a celebration of the overseas fans.
I think it's just awesome. And I think it's so cool that you guys are a part of what we have over here. Like it's an honor for us to have you guys over here. I'm so glad you guys are a part of the kingdom. I'm so glad we have NFL fans over there, Packers. I know there's tons of other NFL fans over there. So I'm glad it's expanding. I love to see it. It's really cool.
I've been under the weather and like that just gave me so much energy. I like feel like I'm on this high and it's not the wine I'm drinking. Thank you very much. I mean, maybe a little, but like that just like, I don't know, like I'm a very emotional person and that just brought me so much joy. So Shelly, thank you for God, I loved that so much. I'm sorry, you guys. I loved it so much. Oh my God.
It's wonderful. It's amazing. And you know, a lot of those people we met when we went to the London Games, and you know, it was so amazing to meet people in real life, and it's just wonderful. And I think this is one of the bright points about the NFL. You know, it really brings people together, and I honestly do feel like I found genuine friends and this NFL family. I'm not even using that term loosely. Like, I feel like you guys are my family. Just all about the love.
We are family.
I love it.
We
are we done?
All right, I won't bore you with my singing, but
I already have to put a lot of concealer on. Like, come on, guys. All right, so I know that we normally do a Chiefs recap and we talk about our game from the week prior, but I mean, there was a lot that happened in the last 7, 8, 9 days. It's been a really long time without Chiefs football.
Like, I know, I hate it.
No more bye weeks till the playoffs, okay?
Okay.
So let's kind of get into a little bit of what happened over the last week and a half. It's been an interesting ride here in Chiefs Kingdom.
Luckily for us, I feel like a lot has happened. We haven't had a boring bye week, at least.
Yeah, like that's a good thing, I guess, about having the bye week during the trade deadline is there's not distractions leading up to the game. And I'll dive in a little bit to Kadarius Toney, who is miraculously healthy. So good job.
Let's welcome him to the Chiefs Kingdom.
Welcome, Kadarius. What's up? By the way, he looks thrilled to be here. And I don't know what wide receiver would not feel like they had just won the lottery to come play with the offense and the coaches that he gets to play with. But I had my mom actually sent me this really great breakdown of Kadarius Toney and some of his strengths and his weaknesses. And, you know, watching, I really think he could be a huge weapon here. And I'm not expecting it necessarily this season. It would be awesome, but I know our playbook is really difficult and our offense can be really difficult to grasp onto. But his route running ability, the way he changes directions and like he's the way he does it is not your typical weight. It's like he puts the weight on the different foot when he shifts, and it's all just kind of bizarre. It kind of reminds me of Mahomes in the way like he is like built, like he just does things, like his body does things differently because of that stuff. Anyway, But I really think him finally having a quarterback that can utilize his skill set, like being able to run in all these different directions, and the way he throws the defenders off of him so easily, with how quickly he can shift and juke and whatnot. I think that he's going to finally be able to show, like that Dallas game he played, and he had like 100 and something crazy. Like he had this one insane game, and if you just watch the tape from it, you're just like, why are we not seeing more of that? I think that having Mahomes as his quarterback is going to launch him to the moon. I think he's cheap. He's young. I don't want to say this. He could be a potential replacement for Hardman if Hardman, goes and gets that big. But I think he's got more upside than Hardman. I think
100%.
He's quick. He's bigger than Hardman. I think his route running ability is more than just jet sweeps and screens and things. I think he could be doing that plus actually running really awesome routes down the field. So, and you know what? Our Legion of Zoom is making a comeback, guys. This guy runs a 4.39, making a comeback. Legion of Zoom. So, I'm excited about Kadarius Toney, you guys.
Yeah, I think we all are. I mean, for me, it's probably not even my turn. Sorry. For me, I had the chance to talk to a few Giants fans this week who literally said all of those things. They were just like, this dude is incredible. He is an amazing route runner. He's so fast. He's like shifty. I think I heard shifty like 15 times in the last few days. And I'm just like, I don't know what that really means, but okay. So, I mean, I 100% agree with literally every single word you said. Like, you took literally all the words off on my page. So, yeah.
Can I say, I feel like he's going to be a little bit of a hybrid of like Dante Hall and Tyreek Hill.
I like that.
Well, I definitely think we're going to utilize him on special teams this year. Like, I know that, yes, our playbook is intense, and who knows what Andy and them have already brewing for him, because I'm pretty sure that they have something. But I
got the whole bye week, baby. Whole bye week.
Oh, exactly. Like, hey, welcome. Here's what's happening. But I definitely think we're going to see him some on special teams, and I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see him this weekend. So I think he's ready to go. Like, he wants to be on the field.
He's so enthusiastic, isn't he?
Yeah.
All of the footage that I've seen of him, all of the coverage, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him either. I think he wants to get out there. I think along the same lines of what you were saying, Chrissy, I think he knows what he's got and he knows what he could have at Kansas City. And I think he will be raring to go. I think he's been plagued by injury, which does worry me a little bit. I don't want him to be injured for a large part of any season. He's missed a lot of games, but I think that as long as he stays healthy, then exactly what you guys have said, completely agree. He could be explosive on this team.
And I think Andy Reid could be a good coach for him. I think as Chris here, you guys can read what he's saying. Sometimes I do worry about, like, now that he's suddenly healthy, and he hasn't been healthy, but suddenly he is. And I've seen some of his tweets that he's put out, and it kind of reminds me of Tyrann Mathieu a little bit, like tweeting things. Maybe he should, have a filter on just a little bit. So I do worry about maybe, an attitude adjustment or something along those lines. But I mean, if any locker room
is 23.
Yeah, he's a young guy. He's a young kid,
Yeah.
And
I think this is the right locker room to be in. I think
exactly
so much. When I first seen him get traded, I think the first thing I was like, well, we have Pat and Travis, and people respect them more than anything. I think a lot of our players come onto this team because they want to make those guys proud. Like, yeah, we want to make the coach proud. Yeah. But I think it's more so for the veterans, for the Travs, for the Pats, and I think that those two also will hold this entire team accountable. They're not just going to kind of let you be out here flying off the seat of your pants.
Right.
They're going to help you tone that down. And if you didn't notice, he did delete a couple tweets. So
he's learning already.
Well, I think it's a huge accountability thing. I think we have really high standards here.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't meet those, he's not going to last here. So I understand, and respect to the Giants this year, because they've completely shifted their culture this season.
Yeah.
And I respect what they have going on over in the Giants organization. I just think, and I've said this a lot on like Twitter this week, I think not every player is meant for every system.
Agreed.
100%.
So I think with Kadarius Toney, I think he could be a great fit in our system. And I think maybe it just wasn't the right thing for him over at the Giants, and that's totally okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad trade for either side. It's kind of a low risk, high reward trade.
Exactly.
They got stuff out of it. We got stuff out of it.
Yeah.
I understand that he had maybe a bit of an attitude over there. I understand that there were things that happened, but I'm hopeful that him being paired with Patrick Mahomes, I mean, how could you not want to like give your all and just
Right.
completely dive into the situation? And with Travis Kelce and Andy Reid coaching you, like I feel like it could be a really good thing for him.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful for him. I'm not like completely because you have to get to the game to be completely sold on anyone.
Yep.
We have to see how he does for us. But
Yep.
I'm hopeful that we get the Toney that we saw in college in Florida, and that he is that kind of playmaker for us, because he's shifty and he is so fun. I spent my off week watching highlights of him because I was so excited. And so
just
I
to
just
see the
feel like
potential.
the potential is so there. I'm really excited to see what he brings to our team. I want to welcome him with open arms. I don't want to go in with these things of like, oh, he has an attitude, he has this, he has that.
It's a fresh start.
Let's go in with a fresh start. Let's go in with an open mind. I think he could be awesome for us. So yeah, I'm really excited to see and Mahomes loves it. And if Mahomes loves it, I love it. So
right.
Mahomes' tweet was amazing.
Simple.
Yeah, everybody went, okay, Mahomes is okay. We're okay. It was so funny.
Well, New York is
on his face with everything in the locker room. So.
Yeah, that's what I was saying
New
too.
York
He
is
just
a
looks
lot different than Kansas City. Those are two completely different cities. They got a ton of teams that they got to love people over, and Kansas City ain't like that. Everybody in Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas are Chiefs fans.
We love our Chiefs.
And we love our team. You don't really hear too much from our radio stations about us being rude and disrespectful to our players, because that's not who we are as an organization. But I mean, we have some other things happen too. I got a cousin that's coming. He's not really my cousin. Let me not say he's not my cousin.
Jody's namesake signed with us.
Right, my namesake. But we picked up Daz Newsome. I really don't know much from him, but he's from the Bears. I mean,
he's got a cool name.
Receiver.
Really cool name.
Cool name.
An amazing name, okay?
Yeah.
And then what do you guys think about Rashad Fenton? That happened today.
Yeah.
I'm all for cap space, baby.
I'm for cap space. We got a 7th round pick out of it too. My only concern, and this is my only concern, I worry about like what happens if a guy goes down and gets injured, because we don't have a ton of, players on it for our corners. So I just kind of worry about I can't think of the word. I've been using it all day. But whatever. Just having, people available.
Depth.
Thank you. There it is. Thank you. Depth. DEPTH. I can spell it. It's great.
Right. No, that's a really great segue though, Christy. So I mean, we got Chiefs Titans coming up this week. So finish what you were saying and let's get into that topic.
That was it. I was doing a spelling bee. That was it.
You're like, I was just spelling. That's it.
I was just spelling because I couldn't think of the word.
I'll say really quick with Fenton. I think he contributed a lot to our team over the past few years.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton negative to say about Fenton, other than he did cost us some penalties.
He's an aggressive corner,
He's aggressive. He's not terrible. He got burnt a few times, but I will say I'm kind of with our team and being sold on our rookies.
Yeah.
Waylon Watson, Joshua Williams, and then not to mention Trent McDuffie's back this week. Then we have Sneed, who's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Trent and Sneed will be unstoppable. And then we have some good guys on the practice squad if they must step up. So it kind of is what it is to me. And I'm happy about the cap space if they want to do anything else. Sneak in a little move with
Odell or something.
Sue or Odell or something like that.
So. I'm okay if we do not get another receiver.
But I think we're all okay with that too. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I think we're good. I think we're good.
Put me in at receiver, coach. But no, I mean, we got the Titans this week. Sunday Night Football back in Arrowhead. It's going to be rocking. I'm not going this week, which is crazy to think about, but I'm excited to watch it from home and actually watch a home game. So yeah, I think everybody kind of feels the same way about going into this game, right? Like, I don't think any of us think like, ooh, we're going to go in there. We're going to win this. It's going to be easy. It's a dub. I don't think any of us think that way. So what are y'all thoughts about going into this Titans game?
This game is interesting because the thing is both teams, it kind of surprised me. I didn't realize the Titans were 5-2. I don't know why. It just seems like that everyone was talking about how the Titans aren't good, but they're 5-2.
Absolutely.
And, you know, the thing about the Titans, they seem to have our number kind of like the Colts do. I'm just going to call it like it is. We've seen to the Colts and the Titans where they're never the better team. And for whatever reason, they seem to get us sometimes. Like last year, I don't even want to think about it, but they annihilated us last year.
I pulled a crazy stat today, and I was like, what?
Yeah, read your stat, Jody. Read your stat.
I don't want to read my stats.
I want you to read your stat.
The stat that I pulled said that we won 1 out of the last meetings with the Titans. It was in Arrowhead, thank God, but we're 1 for 6 against them. Which
was that the playoff game, though? Was that the playoff game? Yeah.
Yes.
But like regular season, it's like whatever reason.
14.
Yeah.
Granted, we got Patrick down. Praise God. We had him last year.
Yeah. That's Monica's got it. That is the big thing. But we've been good at shutting down Henry the last few games we've played them. So I think that's the key.
We've held them under.
And I think we can't underestimate having being rested from the bye week as well, you know, and I think that is going to be something that is going to work in our favor. Look, you know, last season we beat the Bills. This season they beat us. Last season the Titans beat us. We just don't know what's going on this season. Everything is so different, and I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think the Chiefs look good. We've said it all season. You know, we did lose to the Colts, yes, and we can't take that for granted, but I think that this time we'll have the Titans number. I will go for the Chiefs win. You know, I'm fairly confident with that. I hopefully won't be eating my words next week, but you know, we won't underestimate them, and I think that's key. We won't go in with that sense of confidence of, oh, you know, we've got this, it's going to be easy, but we are rested from the bye week. I feel like that gives us the upper hand, and it's at Arrowhead.
Yeah, I mean the spread has went crazy in the last just couple of days.
So I think what we also have to keep in mind is we haven't done great against them in the regular season the past few years. But the thing is, we have them on the game after Andy Reid's bye week, and Andy Reid with Mahomes is undefeated after a bye week. So there's like multiple stats going into this where I'm like, it really. But here's my thing is, okay, so just for a little stats for you guys. So
I love stats.
Their 2 losses this season come in their first 2 games, and that was against the Giants and the Bills, right?
Both elite teams. Well, not elite Giants, but good teams.
Giants are very good this year, and Bills, of course, are elite. We don't like to use that word lightly, but then their wins came against the Raiders, which was 22-24. Titans and Colts 24-17. Titans and Commanders 21-17. Colts and Titans again 10-19, and then Titans and Texans 17-10.
Yeah, they're untested.
They're not putting up huge wins, and those are pretty not great teams, I'm sorry to say. Yeah, I know we lost to the Colts, which was a whole fluke in itself.
I don't want to talk about it.
We don't want to talk about it, but to me, the Titans, so I guess the elephant in the room is that they're going to be starting with their
they haven't confirmed yet.
Well, Vrabel kind of did in their press conference.
Yeah, I mean that's why the spread went to us being favored.
I think Malik Willis is starting, and he's a rookie in Arrowhead on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, that's a recipe for.
So that's one thing. For 2, we went over their wide receivers. They have.
Yeah, let's go over them real quick.
I knew one of the receivers.
Someone named Hollister. Someone named.
Should have joined the family business and modeled sweatshirts.
Let me look real quick. What were their wide receivers? Robert Woods, Kyle Phillips, Chris Conley, who's a Chiefs legend, and Cody Hollister.
Legend.
So,
thank you for letting me swallow that before you made me laugh. That was almost bad.
And So that's their wide receiver crew right now. And then of course they have Derrick Henry, who's phenomenal. But if we can stop Derrick Henry, I don't really see a way that we lose this game. I don't.
Even if we can't, though, like
I
let's
think we're
say
fine.
Henry scores 3 touchdowns. Okay, that's 21 points. We're still going to put up more than that.
Their pass rush has not been great, and then their defensive backs have allowed some of the most points to wide receivers this season.
I mean, I think Chris Jones is going to have a monster game.
100%.
I'm predicting that he's going to have over 1.5 sacks. Like, honestly,
I kind of think
easily he's going to have 2 sacks.
I think Karlaftis gets a sack with Frank Clark being out. I think Karlaftis comes through with a big game and has a big sack.
And I think we get Bolton and Willie Gay. Like, come on.
Willie Gay.
I think we get Mike Dana back too.
Yeah, and McDuffie. So I'm like,
yeah,
come on,
bring it.
I know our offense is going to be spectacular, but I think our defense is going to. I think this is really a game of defense. Like, I think we're going to have about 2 or 3 fumbles on top of this. Like, I think it's going to be a really big defensive game.
Dunlap too. Monica's right. Dunlap too.
You know how we're going to remember the Titans? As we're writing a big W on our win column. Thank you very much.
Again, not saying it's going to be an easy game because it's the Titans and we've clearly seen what our record has been like against them. But I also think that our team right now is one of the better teams that we've had going against them. And I think our defense is going to, like, I think Sky gets a touchdown this game.
He needs it. I think he needs a confidence boost. Yeah.
I think he gets a touchdown this game.
And we all know Andy Reid listens to our show. So Andy, dial it up, baby. Dial it up.
I think they're going to script something for Toney too. I feel like it's going to be like some fun little play. And I feel like we're going to get
I agree.
Barely, but a little.
I wonder if he gets like a big bomb down the field, just like out there and he gets a bomb. I can just see it. And then Arrowhead like freaking out. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I want to say this real quick too. I know we've been like keeping tabs on like, you know, Mahomes versus Allen. Like every single week we're like, how many yards does he have? How many yards does he have? And I believe, and Lexi, you might have to help me on this, but I believe there's only a difference of 100 yards going into this game between those two.
Oh, like
it's 50. Less than that.
It's like 50.
It's like 49 or something. 49. Yeah. So it's like, you know, I think everybody expected Josh Allen to have a bigger game last week. So I can't wait. And they play, I think, the Jets this week.
They play the Jets. Could be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, I can't wait.
We'll get to that in our weekly game picks. But
who comes out on top at the end of week, whatever we're at, 8, at the week, the end of week 8, because I think Patrick is going to have a monster game this week.
Yeah.
So.
What do you think, Shelly, for this game?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that you guys have said. Really, you know, I think that it's going to be an interesting matchup. I think that, you know, we're going to have the home advantage. And we're rested from the bye week. You know, as I said, I really do think that we're going to have the win. I don't know. I agree with the fact that I think it's going to be defensive, and I think that our defense are going to have a hard job against Henry. You know, it's not going to be easy, but if they step in, we've got some great players on that defense who are going to be hungry for those sacks and fumbles, and when they pull it off, they do it amazingly well. So I honestly think that the Chiefs have got it, but I'm not underestimating the Titans.
Yeah. One thing real quick I'll say, whenever it feels like people are talking about our defense or our O-line and they're saying, oh, well, Henry is going to run all over them, or et cetera is going to do this, or, you know, this D-line is going to annihilate their O-line. Like our guys hear that. They hear all that. They're taking those receipts and they tend to come up big. So I think that our defense knows that people are thinking, you know what, they can't stop Henry. And they're going to come out and they're going to prove him wrong, just like they have the last few times that we faced him. So
I will say just really quickly too, like I listened to Mike Vrabel's press conference from today. And even he was saying, like, we say this every week, but even he was saying, he's like, we have to get every guy back that we can have possible, like, to be healthy to play the Chiefs.
They have to play a perfect game or a more than perfect game.
I don't know that he sounded overly confident. So that's, I mean,
and Vrabel doesn't like us either. So.
No.
Like not like us.
He has a history with us. So.
He doesn't like the four of us. That's what we're talking
We
about.
saw that they're getting a new stadium, right? And what's funny is everybody says it looks like a Top Golf.
I spilled my wine, guys. We should move on. I spilled my wine.
We're gonna move on. So let's get into these top 5 game picks for this week that's coming up. As y'all know, every single week we pick 5 games and we talk about who's gonna win, who's gonna lose, right?
Yep.
So first game, which is very, 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 very interesting. The noon games are really good this week, by the way.
We could have a few of those.
Yeah, Dolphins versus Bears in Chicago at noon. Who do you think wins?
Ooh.
I'm giving the edge to the Dolphins, but I think it's going to be a close game. I just think Tyreek, if I've kind of looked at Tyreek's stats, and we all know he's having a monster season. Happy for Tyreek. Glad he's having a time up there. He has like 2 big games, and then he has like an okay game, and then 2 big games, and then he has an okay game. Well, he's just had 2 big games, so we'll see if he has just an okay game. We'll see if the pattern goes. Who knows? Could just be me. But I do think that as long as they can get Tyreek utilized and whatnot, I think the Dolphins squeak this one out, but I think it's going to be a closer game than people think it's going to be.
Yeah, I agree that the Dolphins have got this one. I think Tyreek is having a good season. Obviously, you know, we're missing him so much. But I think that the Dolphins have got this one. And yeah, you know, agree with Chrissy. If he's having a good game, then it's going to be the Dolphins, but a close one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a very close one as well. I think the Dolphins are going to have that extra pep in their step, especially after the trades they made today.
Yeah.
And the Bears, though, man, like
the Bears did too. I know.
They both made some good trades.
I kind of want to give the upset to the Bears.
It wouldn't shock me. I think that's how I feel. Like it wouldn't shock me if the Bears.
Why not? I'm not betting money on this pick, so let's pick the Bears with the upset.
Yeah, I picked the Bears this week. I think they are still fired up after this Cowboys game because they were really good against the Cowboys. I mean, and I feel like Justin Fields has had 2 really solid weeks, and he's due for an upset. I just checked the weather. That's what I was doing. It's supposed to rain Friday and Saturday, but it's saying it's going to be clear skies and sunny. I think it's 64 on Sunday.
Ooh, that's nice Chicago weather.
Cold Chicago weather. But no, I think the Bears take it. I know. I live in Texas, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm like freezing hoodie. But no, I think the Bears take it. So the next game, which is also really, really good.
Interesting.
Bills versus Jets, wherever the Jets play.
So I am still giving this one to the Bills, but I also think that this is going to be a close game. I don't think that the Bills are running away with this one. So the Jets are 5-3. They've also beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins beat the Bills. It's still kind of hard to know who the Jets team is. That, you know, I still kind of wonder, like, are they for real? I know they're 5-3, but here's a fun note on this game. So Bills are 6-1. Jets are 5-3. If the Bills lose, let's say, which I don't think is, I think they should win this game, but let's just say, you know, the Jets come out and they kick some booty. Then the Bills go to 6-2 and the Jets go to 6-3. So it could just make the NFC East a lot more interesting, especially with all the trades that happened with the Dolphins today. I don't know. The NFC East, it may not be the runaway train that we originally thought it was going to be with the Bills this year. So it's going to be an interesting game. I can't wait to watch it.
I'm going to go with the Bills on this one, and I don't think it's going to be close. I think we're going to see a big game from them, and I think they're going to continue to ride this winning streak. I would like to see the Jets have it, you know, but I'm going to pick the Bills on this one. I think it's going to be high scoring in their favor.
So I still wish Sauce Gardner was a Chief. That's my that's my sad first round draft take. I think he's awesome, and I think if you put Sauce Gardner against Stephon Diggs,
I can't
be a really good matchup.
Yeah.
And I think Jody told me this stat, but after
Did I?
last week's game against the Packers, Josh Allen only had, outside of targeting Stephon Diggs, he only had a 38.1 QB rating towards anyone else.
He only throws to Diggs.
So if you
Let him
lock
down.
up Diggs,
That's it. Yes.
If you lock up Diggs, I don't know.
Yeah, get some Gardner on that Diggs, and you've got to guard him.
I'm still gonna go with the Bills for the win, but I think it could be kind of close. But
it could be an upset.
I'm not fully sold on Zach Wilson yet, but I do think the Jets have a good team, so I think it'll be close. But I think the Bills will take it.
I'm going Jets.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't care. I am excited to see what they do. I think the Jets defense is going to be something to deal with. Yeah, that's right.
I like it too.
And it's a home game for them too. Yeah, I'm going Jets.
I want some more.
Our next game, 3:05, another interesting game. Seahawks versus Cardinals, K1 team in Arizona, where we're going to play the Super Bowl. So who do y'all think wins this game?
I said Seahawks. Seahawks are 5-3. Cardinals are 2-6. They beat the Cardinals 19-9 in their last game. So we know it's a division game. You just, we all know how those games go. They're not going to be your typical games like where the best team is always going to be the best team because they know each other better than every other team that they play in the NFL. So now the Cardinals do have Hopkins back, but I just don't think that he is enough.
Good game too.
Huh?
He had a good game last week.
He did. He's on my fantasy team. Thank you very much. But I don't think that he is enough to push the game into the Cardinals' favor. I think that the Seahawks are a better team. Geno Smith, I believe in him. So
Geno Seahawks.
Go Seahawks, baby. And that hurts me to say, but go Seahawks.
Yeah. Unsurprisingly, agreeing with Chrissy. I think the Seahawks have got it. I think they're having a good season. Geno Smith is looking good. I think it's all in the Seahawks' favor. I think they'll have it. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals, actually. I really love the Seahawks. I love everything they have going on this season. I believe in them, and I actually believe they're the better team right now. But I feel like the Cardinals might be due. And they've made a lot of games really close. I know their record says differently, but I don't know. I kind of feel like the Cardinals might get the win this round.
Upset alert.
Right. I'm going Seahawks as well. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Geno Smith and team. I don't know if y'all caught the shade last week, but it's amazing what a team can do when one person isn't focused on the win. I don't know if y'all caught the shade, but I caught it and I loved it. So next game, Rams versus Bucks in Florida, 3:25.
I'm giving. I don't like either of these teams. I think both of them have bad offenses, and they both have good pass rushers. So, I know even though I know the Bucks lost Shaq Barrett, so that sucks because he is a force out there. But they both have the 31st and 32nd overall ranked rushing attack. So if you want to call it an attack, and so I really think this game is going to come down to the O-line. Stafford has been sacked 24 times. Brady has been sacked just 13. And we know he's not mobile. I just think that Brady is smarter to get the ball out when he needs to get the ball out. And I think his O-line's a little bit better. So I think the Bucks should win based off of their O-line play without him getting hit as much. Though another interesting note, little fun stat for you guys, the Bucks have not beaten the Rams the past 3 seasons. So
interesting.
It's an interesting little snippet there for you guys. Interesting snippet. So
yeah, I mean,
who are you picking? Who'd you pick?
Oh, Bucks.
Okay.
I hope they draw.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with the Rams on this one then.
It's the battle of the last 2 Super Bowl winners.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like it's one that I'm gonna watch. I'll go with the Rams. Could go either way.
Rams, boo. No, I'm kidding.
I know. I like it's such a toss up. I have no idea what's going to happen in this game because
I mean they're basically the same team. They have the same mascot, same everything. Calm down.
It's been a long while since we've seen 2 teams like this struggle so much after winning Super Bowls. I think because this might be a little conceited of me to say, but like Mahomes has not struggled that much after a Super Bowl win or loss. He's kind of still made his way back. So it's interesting. I kind of want to go with the Rams for some weird reason. I don't even really know why. I just feel like they might win. But really, it could go either way.
Did you pick
Rams?
Oh, okay. I'm going Bucks. Sorry, I think we're slow because we're like coming to an end.
You're good.
I'm picking Bucks because I think the Bucks make it to the playoffs with a 9-8 record and somehow get to the Super Bowl.
Isn't that crazy? They can make it to the 9-8 record.
I think Tom Brady turns it on all of a sudden, like week 16. And he's like,
he had a good 2 minute.
I want to play football again.
He definitely could. He's Tom Brady. So.
Yeah, he had a good 2 minute drive against the Ravens. So
I wouldn't be surprised if it was the Chiefs Bucks Super Bowl. Last game: Ravens versus Saints in New Orleans, Monday Night Football.
In Nolans. I'm picking the Saints.
Okay.
The Ravens' last 5 games have been decided by less than 5 points. Their last 5 games. So
I got kind of not putting them in my top 10 today, by the way.
Yeah. I think the Saints they remind me a lot of the Jets. Like I feel like, are they actually good? Because they're so I think it'll be a good test going up against the Ravens. And we'll see if the Ravens defense can play a full game. If they can play a full game, I think the Ravens will win, but I'm going with the Saints.
Kind of played a full game last week.
Not really, because the Bucks came back at the end.
Yeah.
In the last less than 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Shame.
I'm going to go with the Ravens on this one.
You don't agree?
No, I know. I don't think we agreed on the last one. Did you say the Bucks and I said the Rams?
No, I said Bucks. Oh God, we didn't. Yeah. Oh no, what is happening?
Now Shelly and I are on the same page. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens on this one. I think, but yeah, I just think that they could have it. I don't think there'll be much in it, really. But I think I'm going to go with the Ravens on this.
And I know I just said Shelly and I were on the same page. And now I kind of want to pick.
Are you leaving my page?
I might be.
She's turning it.
We might just all be on different pages all over the place. But I weirdly want to go with the Saints too. And I don't even really know why.
Okay.
But something about them is like, we all believed in them in the off season. Everyone had the Saints being a playoff team. So I kind of want to pick them.
I'm going Ravens because they got to win some games to make it to this playoffs. So I'm going to go Ravens. I don't think it's going to be easy. Superdome is nuts. So good luck to them. But it's in a dome. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the Saints defense is going to be really good this game too, just because they had a really good game last week. Their defense, Tyrann Mathieu was big last week. So, I mean, I'm going Ravens, though. So, we'll see.
Kind of like we said, like the Ravens in the second half just haven't sold me. Like, I don't know what happens to them, but
they don't make good second half adjustments.
No.
So, well, guys.
And we got to predict.
Titans. What are your score predictions? Who's winning? What's your score? Chrissy's like.
I was ready. I forgot. Sorry.
I know that we were on a bye. I get it.
I'm sorry, my brain.
Titans, it's okay. And I'm hungry. I'm starving, actually. What are who wins, who loses? What's your score prediction?
I think Casey wins this game. And I think that it's going to be 35-14.
Whoa.
I know. Watch out.
I love it.
Watch out.
I'm definitely, we're back on the same page now, Chrissy. I was definitely going 35 Chiefs. I think they're going to put up a lot of points. I'm going to go 35-21 though.
Okay,
I like that. I kind of think it's going to be a high scoring game too. I want to go like 32-20. 32-20.
All right, I got Chiefs winning as well, 27-21.
Oh yeah, I should say Chiefs winning because that's what I think. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Chrissy. Well, maybe not.
No, I'm here. We're good.
She's like, hold on, gotta be a mom for 1 second.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the Titans game. I think we should definitely win it. And yeah, it should be a fun week.
Sunday night football is Arrowhead is always rocking. So
always.
Yeah. Whoever's going to the game, be loud, make us proud. You got this.
We'll write you a note for work excuse the next day. It's legit. It's from the Queens. So I mean, they're not gonna say, oh, well, it's fine. But guys, as always, we appreciate you joining us each and every week while we get together to discuss the wild season the NFL has been so far. If you guys visit our Twitter page and follow at Kingdoms Queens, then you can actually see a pinned post at the top, which will tell you everywhere you can watch and listen to our show. So make sure you check it out. So everyone knows Andy Reid's record off of a bye, but we also know that the Titans seem to have the Chiefs' number in recent years. The last time we played the Titans, well, it didn't end very pretty. So this should be an interesting matchup. However, both teams are 5-2. And I know everyone is talking about King Henry, but you know what? Kansas City already has a king, and his name is Patrick LaVon Mahomes. Okay, y'all? So we're going to be just fine. King Patrick. Forget King Henry. In Kansas City, it is King Patrick. So until next time, the Queens have spoken.